Good afternoon and welcome into the beautiful land of Melbourne, Florida, here at Titan Fieldhouse in the land of Eastern Florida State College for a citrus conference match between number 16 Florida Southwestern State Buccaneers and your Eastern Florida State College Titans. My name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Ty Heckathorn. Ty, I just mentioned it, 16 versus 1. What do the Titans need to do to have a chance against this number 1 team?
My goodness, Conrad. I mean, it's going to be a unique challenge for them. Definitely the toughest matchup they've had this season. This attack from Florida Southwestern is going to be fierce. So they're going to have to look to find their spots and opportunities to counter and be incredibly careful with their passing, something they've been working on up to this point, but they're going to have to be extra careful to avoid unforced errors in today's matchup.
You talk about passing, which, funny enough, is one of the things that both these teams struggle with. The records maybe don't show it, but what did Coach Cesare tell us from FSW that they have improved on the most throughout this season?
Yeah, for FSW, Coach Cesar Benatti, in his first year taking over for a program that's 3 consecutive national titles, they are attempting to simplify communication with a combination of international students and then himself, just making sure that they stay on the same page and are working cohesively to improve that passing.
Yeah, and it's crazy you mentioned that because, you know, this team, FSW, only has 3 Americans. The rest of them are just are from all over the rest of them are just from all over the world. So getting to kind of simplifying it and make it easier has been the way that he has been able to do it. But we got to look at the away star of the game to watch out for. Number 16, Sarah Gamboa, a sophomore out of Cambodia. She's the leader in the team with 158 kills, averaging just under 4 kills per set. That is someone to definitely watch out for. She won the Crystal Inn Invitational All-Tournament team as well as the Offensive Player of the Week. And Ty, who do we got for the home player to watch?
Yeah, and for Eastern Florida State, Conrad, it's Leira Arroyo Sanchez, the 5'11 freshman outside hitter. We saw in warm-ups looking pretty sharp and got quite the strong swing on her. So it'll be nice to see for the Titans if she can get going early and start racking up some points on the attack.
Well, we'll give you the lineups for both teams, starting with the away squad. For the Buccaneers, we've got number 7 of Irina Makinen. We've got number 11 of Giovanna Bocha. We've got number 13 of Valentina Zevallos. Number 14, Alexandra Lucic. Number 16, Sarah Gamboa. Number 17, Maggie Malisevich. And number 8 of Sarah Webb. Ty, who do we got for the home team?
Yes, and for the home side partner, we have number 4, Jordan Cox. Number 7, Sofia Iglesias. Number 10, Madeline Doherty. 11, Leira Arroyo Sanchez. 19, Angelis Figueroa. Number 20, Emma Cook. And number 21, Diara Gaye.
Well, the theme of today's match, I should say, as it is a 2 p.m. first serve, is you have to believe, coming from the Titan side. Coach talked to us about, Coach Elotizia talked to us about it, and he said, you know what, it doesn't matter what the records are, what the stats are, whatever. You just got to play your game to give yourselves a chance. And we'll see how that works out for both of these teams. Number 1 versus number 16, Eastern Florida State in the dark blue tops with the libero jersey in white of Figueroa. First serve, good one is taken short. This will be swung on and dug out. No, that'll be a kill, the first kill of the match for number 16, Sarah Gamboa, Ty, and that's a good start if you're FSW.
Yeah, Conrad, absolutely taking no time. First point immediately going to the start that we pointed out to watch on the side of Florida Southwest. Be interesting to see how early and often they can keep her involved in the attack.
Back to serve is Irina Makinen. That'll be dug out, meet at the net, and that somehow sneaks through. It doesn't matter. Number 21 of Diara Gaia. And sometimes it's not pretty, but it works.
No, it certainly was. It was a soft touch on it, but block unsuccessful as it tips off on our near side. Good play by Gaye.
Well, this will be Sanchez. Gets it through, and that's an ace. First ace of the match, and the Titans take a 2-1 lead.
Sanchez has 11 aces on the season up to this point. She has been a strong all-around player for the Titans.
Her best one was 4 aces against Santa Fe College in their last match. And this will be another ace, back-to-back aces. And it's 3-1 Titans. And I tell you what, in order to give yourselves a shot against the #1 team in the nation, you got to do stuff like this. Take advantage of what they give you.
Absolutely, Conrad. See if Sanchez can do it again.
Not quite again, but it's close to where we're standing at the scores table, and that is a huge smack there by Gamboa. Gets back across for the Titans. Close to the net, and they're going to say it was touched out of bounds. I believe last touch on that was Zavalos, excuse me. And that'll stop the 2-0 run by the Titans, and that'll put Gamboa back at the service line.
Yeah, and that was a nice hit by Ceballos. Got over 40 kills so far this season for the Buccaneers.
And that just missed that back line. Any part of the ball can touch that back line, and it's counted in. Must have missed it by 6 inches.
It was pretty close, Conrad. Service errors will be interesting to watch. Both of these teams so sharp, so strong. We mentioned already they are both top 20 in the nation. We don't expect many mistakes from either side.
FSW's won the last 9 matchups against this Titans team. Titans trying to rewrite some history today. Good pass up top, and that will be looks like it's going to be a error against the Titans. Normally when they put the 4 up, that's too many hits, but might have been a net violation. So this will be we'll have in the libero jersey serving, number 8 of Sarah Webb for the Buccaneers. Good serve. That gets hit right back to the Buccaneers side. Good setup there. Oh my goodness, a diving dig there by the Titans. That was Iglesias saving it. It's still going off the top of the tape, and that will stay within the antenna that time for Rocha, and that will be a kill for Giovanna Rocha. And that's, this is one of those things. You got to fight to keep it in. This is just 2 colossal teams just going at it right now.
Yeah, incredible effort and sequence we just saw there, Conrad.
Another good serve there by Webb. Titans trying to set it up, and they're going to say a touch. The far linesman says it was a touch, so point Titans, and they're staying with this FSW team. FSW led 2-1, or excuse me, they led 1-0, but Titans have been in control here.
They've countered nicely early, not letting Gamboa get going. Defense has been set up for the Titans, now with the opportunity with the serve.
Richardson, 7 aces on the season. Can this be number 8? It's dug out of that back line. Set up on that right side. Good dig there by Sanchez, and that will land in the line. That is a kill for the Titans, and they lead 6-4.
That was Jordan Cox, who is second on the Titans team with over 170 kills this season.
Yeah, Sanchez and Cox, over 170, each. And then the closest one after that is Cook with 98. Good long serve, and that is good volleyball IQ right there by the Buccaneers. And when Gamboa had the opportunity to dig it out, took a chance, ducked down, and it was long. That's how you have to play it, so that way you don't give the Titans a free point.
Yes, Conrad. Great, quick eye discipline. Her and her libero, Sarah Webb, just glanced at each other and recognized that ball was long.
Ocha, that one will be dug out there by Sanchez. Good swing, it's blocked. Swung it again, and that'll be painted into the ground. That time by Sofia Iglesias. And the Titans are not letting up here in the first set.
Excellent hit there, Conrad. That's a 5'7" sophomore from Oviedo, swinging it right up the middle. Beautiful hit.
So this will put at the service line Michaela Lamb, freshman out of Sebastian, Florida. 12 aces this season, did not see any action against Santa Fe College. Lamb serve, taken short, right around the 3-meter line. Good swing there, dug out by the libero for the Titans. To be swung on by Sanchez, dug out there by Webb, still going, it's long. No touch, point Titans. This is the largest lead for either squad here in set 1.
Very nice 8-5 advantage for the Titans early. It would be huge and absolutely crucial for them to take this first set. And
that will be long for a service error. And you say that, they always say, at least in my opinion, the first set is always a feel-out set. No matter how good the teams are or how evenly matched they are, it always is because, you know, up until then, they really haven't played each other. So now you just have to figure out who your squads are, and that's how you will take it for the rest of the match. Titans trying to get things going, just sneak it across. Go quickly on the Buccaneers side. Big swing by Sanchez. That one is denied. They'll swing it over to Sanchez again. It's dug out of that back line there by Helicic. And a little trickery there, and it'll pay off for a kill. Sometimes you'll see that the setter, instead of passing it for that third hit, will just do it herself, and that'll be a kill for Alexandra Lucic.
That was nicely set over and created a bit of confusion on part of the Titans.
So this will put Milicevic at the line. Good serve, deep. And some trickery on the other side. FSW not falling for it. That one gets blocked. So that should be a block registered there for Emma Cook. And just that quickly, that's what you got to do. Answer a point for a point, and that's what is keeping the Titans up by 2.
Neither side's gotten to develop too much momentum and go on a run for more than just a few points, but sneaking over right there.
And that is so dangerous because you want to be able to serve it just right, but if it hits the tape just enough to still sneak over, you can freeze the back line and the front line, so that way you can get yourself a point. Third ace in this first set for the Titans.
Fortunate one for Angelis Figueroa. Not that time.
Yeah, another good volleyball IQ moment, this time by Sarah Webb. Seeing it, seeing the speed of it coming towards her and just letting it go. And that's how you cannot, if you're FSW and if you're the Titans, you cannot give each side any free points.
No, absolutely not. FSW has not done that at all this year.
So be sent backwards off the dig by the Titans. Swung on from 3 meters, that time by Milicevic. Sanchez, they say it's just inside the line. So the big key is finding that line and being able to know where to go. And, I mean, just a work of art here by the Titans here in set 1.
Beautiful point there, Conrad. They've got a 3-point advantage at the moment.
Lesius' serve dug out by Webb. They're going to send it over towards that left side. It's tipped high, tipped backwards, still alive. And that'll be sent over across by Figueroa. Buccaneers, and that is just absolutely harpoon smacked down. That time by Valentina Zavaios, and it's back within 2.
Yeah, excellently set for her as well. Zavaios making the most of that golden opportunity, getting the Bucks back in control of the serve.
11-9, Titans over the Buccaneers. Back to serve for the Bucks. Irina Makinen. Long serve. Good set up there, and that goes through the block. And pumping it up, and her teammates is number 21 of Diara Gaia, and it's 12-9.
Gaia out of Italy, the freshman 6'1" mid-hitter, looking strong early in this first set, Conrad.
Absolutely, comes in with just over a kill and a half per set, and that was another one, and that's an ace! Oh my goodness! And look at this, FSW will burn a timeout here in set number 1. You get 2 per set, but if you're the Titans, your main thing is to make the Buccaneers uncomfortable and have to call those timeouts. And Ty, we're seeing, I mean, that's what Coach Elotizia talked about when we talked to him. Play your game, and look what it's doing.
Absolutely, Conrad. He also added that just having the confidence and not being shaken early, these Titans have come out, looked strong, like you just said, forced the first pause in action because of the timeout by FSW. They have not dropped a set in their last 9 matches. So FSW looking to not get themselves behind here today. They've only lost a total of 4 sets this season with a 14-1 record, and 3 of those came a loss to the College of Southern Idaho.
Yeah, it's crazy you talk about how many times they don't lose sets. I mean, just look at last year, going back to that national championship run, they finished 26-1. 23 of those wins were all in straight sets. And they were just 1-1 in 5-set matches. Just something slight like that.
Oh, no big deal.
But comparison of the stat lines right now, Florida Southwestern hitting 6 kills, hitting 250. On the other side, 6 kills, 500 hit percentage for the Titans here in set 1, 13-9.
Wow.
Eastern Florida State College.
That is strong.
That'll be swung back down, and that's a powerful kill again.
Gaia.
14-9, Titans over the Buccaneers.
Oh, Maya Gaia Conrad, has she been impactful right in the middle early.
You can feel the fire starting to burn here for the Titans. It's starting to heat up here. That's blocked back! I believe that's a combined block there by Jordan Cox and Gaia. I mean, Gaia is definitely the play, excuse me, the player to watch out for here in set one.
She is, Conrad, but amazing setup there, recognizing Gamboa here, looking to attack. They were in position and ready for that one.
Sanchez gets this one dug out there by Webb. Good swing, and that's how you answer if you're FSW. That was hit back there by, I believe it was number 13 of Zavalos. That'll put Gamboa back at the stripe to serve it. 15-10 Titans.
Yeah, Zavalos had 43 kills coming into this match. She's a sophomore from Peru.
And that'll be a service error, so back to a 6-point lead for the Titans. And right now it's been who's going to take advantage of what they give you, and so far the Titans have been taking advantage of what the Bucks have been giving them.
They definitely are, and you can feel the energy from the crowd all around and the team. The rest of the teammates are pretty hype at the moment, Conrad.
Absolutely. Gaia back at the line. Longer serve dug out this time by Webb. Set it up along that left side, two-hand push, and they're gonna call a double contact violation on that left side. 17-10, again, largest lead for either team. It was a slow, like, dual climb between the points, and now EFSC has stretched it to 7. Gaia, longer serve again, right at Webb. They're gonna swing on it towards that right side. It's dug out there by the Titans. This will be pushed across by one hand. Back over towards the right side, swung on, and that'll be a kill that time for Giovanna Hocha. 17-11, Titans over the Bucks.
Wow. Conrad, I didn't think that the Titans would get out this far in front in the first set, but they have looked incredibly strong against the #1 team in the nation.
That'll be swung on, blocked back. Titans trying to answer right back that time. So now the brick wall of the Bucks is going up in the air, and flexing on that is Hocha with the block. It's 17-12. 2-0 run here for the Buccaneers.
Yes, her and Lukic combining right in front of the net, stalwarts, stopping any attack from the Titans.
And a save of the attempted save of the ace for Jordan Cox, but that'll be an antenna violation. So now you got to be careful here if you're the Titans. You don't want to get yourself into a game of runs. Titans had the runs. Now the Bucks are starting to string some offense and some runs together. Dug out of that back line, swung on across the right, and they're going to say no touch, point Bucks. So now you've got 4 straight points, and that'll force a timeout to be taken by Melito Eletuzia, excuse me.
Yes, Conrad. Coach Melito also was telling us prior to this match that his offense had been kind of carrying this squad early on in the year, but controlling these serves more so, just responding to the attack that we've seen from the Buccaneers in this string of points they've just put together, is they need to be careful to get themselves into position and to maybe counter that attack with a solid block, get in position and be set up to be prepared, because it's not just been coming from Gamboa that we highlighted earlier, but also Lukic and Hocha.
Well, that's the thing too, you know, the great teams. I mean, you look at this FSW squad, you have 3 different women coming into this match with over 100 kills. Milicevic, Gamboa, and Hocha, each with over 100. And when you have multiple athletes like that have that many kills versus just one person, you really can't, like in basketball, or in football, you can't double team anybody because you don't know where it's going to go.
It has been incredibly difficult for them to be prepared for, because it can be coming from anywhere at any given moment.
Out of the timeout, Webb to serve, 17-14. That will go long, so that'll stop the 4-0 run by the Buccaneers, and the Titans lead by 4. It's 18-14 here in set number 1.
That was the 3rd service error of the first set against FSW.
So subbing in to serve for the Titans, number 17, Shemaya Richardson. Had 5 digs in her last match against Santa Fe College, and it's an ace Back to a 5-point lead for the Titans. It's 19-14.
8th ace of the season for Shamaya Richardson, the freshman from Port St. John, Florida.
Going right at Webb once again. Good setup there. Dug out, and it makes it across the net, and that'll be a kill. Oh, my goodness. And we're going to have, it looks like, a libero change coming for the Buccaneers. Coach Benatti's seen enough, and he'll put in Bianca Andrakut in for the Buccaneers. They'll go right at her as she's the fresh arms. Good swing there, and that'll be a kill to answer by Alexandra Lucic. It's 20-15.
Excellent response there for the Buccaneers, trying to not lose complete control of this set, falling far behind. Now 20-15 in favor of the Titans.
So back to serve. Huacha down 5. Right towards the middle there. They were going right at Figueroa. Swung on there, and what they're going to call, they're going to say it was in that back corner for the Titans. So knowing where those lines are and being able to drive it in, it's 21-15.
Wow, that was incredible. That must have just caught the back of it there. Deep hit. Excellent point scored for the Titans to get them up to 21.
And Michaela Lamb back to serve. 12 aces on the season. 21-15 Titans over the Buccaneers. Good setup there for the Bucks. Even better dig by the Titans. Another good swing, and they're going to say it hit the wood before it went out. 22-15, and look at this tie. You're allowed 2 timeouts per set. Buccaneers have now burned their second timeout.
I mean, they had to use it at this point, Conrad, with just 3 points away from dropping this first one. Coach is going to try and settle everybody down, come back out, get themselves on the front foot, because the Bucks have not seemed to be in control for the majority of this first set.
Well, and you look at situational play, and for this FSW team, I mean, they've won 3 straight national championships at the junior college level. Last season, 1 loss, and that was a 5-setter. But you look at, I mean, like I said, you look at this. You look at situations like this. You're going to have stuff like this when you get into district play, when you get into region play, when you get into state tournament play. This is where you got to go, okay, guys, this isn't something we're used to. How are we going to dig ourselves out of it? Or how are we, even if we lose this set, how are we going to kind of turn the momentum into the second set so that way we can take over? Because, is it hard to come back down 7 when it's 22-15? Absolutely, but this is where the great teams kind of pull together. It's like, all right, yeah, this isn't fun to be in, but how are we going to get ourselves out of it?
Well, definitely going to rely on maybe some of the leadership to make sure that communication is executed now that they're back out on the floor. Coach Benatti said for FSW that his libero number 8, Sarah Webb, has been one of the most outspoken leaders on the team back in the match here.
Will be served in by the Titans. FSW trying to find an answer, and that will be a good answer there by Lucic. And it was tipped at the net, but there was nobody there to try and dig it out from hitting the floor. So it'll be 22-16, and back to serve for the Buccaneers, number 17 of Milicevic. Going right at the libero, and it swung back and down. So point Buccaneers. That middle there of Lucic has been a huge help there for this Buccaneer offense. 22-17.
Indeed, Conrad, and just like that, here come roaring back the reigning national champions.
Titans trying to stop a 2-0 run. That is dug out. It hits the ceiling, and it's still live because it didn't go forward. And that gets blocked back by the Titans. Count it. It's number 20, Emma Cook, 23-17.
Amazing job coming together with Sofia Iglesias to stop the star of the Bucks on that attack.
Another late sub here. This will be Letizia Okonafua, the 6-foot freshman from Brescia, Italy. Titans 2 points away from taking set 1. First to 25 or up by 2. We'll see which comes first. So will be Figueroa taking the serve for the Titans. That'll be hit first towards that 3-meter line. And they just able to get it over the net. That was Huacha. And that'll be dug. We'll see if it's out of bounds, and it is. So good dig, sailed too far, and for the first time today, the Titans have entered set point. It's 24-17.
Wow, Conrad, this will be absolutely massive if the Titans can score this last point and take a decisive first set from FSW.
Figueroa serving once again, and that'll be dug out, set up along that side, and it's long, no touch, point Titans. They lead 1-0. They take set one, 25-17 tie. I mean, you talk about what Coach said on the Titans side. You have to believe, you have to stick to the game plan, play your game. Well, we just saw that here in set one.
They did, and that marks the first dropped set since August 28th against Salt Lake Community College for the Buccaneers. They had gone nearly an entire month without dropping one. The Titans here got to be content with how they came out and executed on Melito's plan against the #1 team in the country.
Absolutely. 25-17, Titans over the Bucks. We'll take a quick break and bring you back set two here in the land of Titan Fieldhouse. Don't go too far.
The most valuable part of the respiratory care program here at Eastern Florida, I would say, would be the clinicals. As it progresses into the second and third semesters, you actually get more hands-on experience. You get to tail doctors, more experienced therapists bring you into the intensive care units. You always have to go with a positive attitude, show you really want to learn, and they'll be very receptive to you as long as you show that. And everybody I ever encountered was very nice to me. So I always had a great experience with everybody. They were always very helpful.
And we welcome you back here to Titan Fieldhouse in the land of Melbourne, Florida, here on the campus of Eastern Florida State College. Ty, it was an interesting first set, but at the end of it, the Titans took the victory 25-17. Now they lead the match in a best of 5, 1-0. And, you know, as we were looking at the stats throughout when we were at break, one of the things that stood out to me is if you look at the Titans, you look at Jordan Cox, Sanchez, and you look at Gaia, 2, 3, and 3 with kills. So, I mean, let's look at this. Sanchez from the jump. I mean, that was the big thing that they talked about, that Coach Elatuzzi talked about, is they needed to work on their serve receive. And we saw so many aces in that first set. And, I mean, that led to just taking control of set one and just making FSW uncomfortable.
It did, but then also the blocks there. You saw a couple of them from number 20, Emma Cook, but then there's one of those beautiful kills we got from Sanchez, and probably another one of her service aces right there. Already 3 tallied in that first set, Conrad. She has been phenomenal. There's one of the awesome hits from right up the middle by Gaia that we saw as well. Well-rounded contribution from the squad. Melito, the points that he highlighted prior to the matchup, they have been executing. It'll be interesting to see if they can maintain this momentum from that 25-17 first set win. Conrad, what do you think the Bucks need to do to respond?
Well, I think the Bucks just need to do what they normally do. They just need to reset, bring it back in, and like, all right, guys, we got beat. That's what happened. They took advantage of our mistakes, and we just got to play. We've won 3 national championships in a row. Obviously, a brand new coach, but they just have to play their game. They are the #1 team in the nation for a reason, and if they can get back to business what they normally do, we should see them be able to at least tie it up here in sets. But I mean, this Titan squad, coach talked about, you got to believe. You never want to give a team that's the 16 versus 1 any type of hope, because as soon as they start to believe, it is so hard to put out that fire.
It definitely is. And Coach Melito also added for the Titans, he was trying to treat this just as he does the entire season. It is another game. You're not talking about rankings or win streaks. Just go out there, play hard, and do your best.
So serving first will be Sarah Webb. And another big swing to start things off. Sanchez, how do you do? And it's 1-0.
Arroyo Sanchez picking up right where she left off. Beautiful attack right there.
So Sanchez to serve. 1-0 Titans. They're going right at Webb. Trying to set up the right side attack, and that'll be a kill by number 17 of Milicevic. And it is 1-1. Biggest contributor in kills last set was Alexandra Lucic. She had 5 of the 11 kills for Florida Southwestern. We'll see how the Titans can respond to keep her in check.
Well, I'd say that's not too shabby, Conrad.
Absolutely not. Oh, what a save there to prevent the ace. FSW trying to charge back up. They do, but there is Figueroa to push it up in the air. Good swing there. Another good dig by FSW. Dug out again by Figueroa. That's at least 3 in this rally. Bucks setting up that right side, and it comes right to us. If we would have had our arms out, we could have gotten a dig, and it's 2-1 Buccaneers.
Yeah, sorry about that, partner. I'd rather just get out of the way than try and put a really poor hit on the ball when it's coming at my face like that.
FSW, first lead since it was 2-1 in set 1. How will the Titans respond? Good swing there, and it is hit, but out of bounds. Point Titans. Diarra Gaia, and it's 2-2.
Gaia right back at it. 3 for 3 on kills in that first set. Once again, looking strong. Now up to serve.
So 2-all between the Titans and the Buccaneers. Gaia's serve is a long one, but they're going right at Webb once again. Good touch across, and that will just sneak in the line, and it's 3-2 Titans, or excuse me, 3-2 Buccaneers.
Lukic beautifully placing that one, recognizing the soft spot in the defense on the short area. Scoring a point for the Bucks to get them back in front early in the second set.
Number 10 of Madeline Doherty trying to fire her team up from that right side of the 3-meter line. Good serve there. Staying off the net. Good, staying off the net, and that sends it over for a kill for Emma Cook. It's tied at 3.
Amazing work off the short set right there, hitting it down the line. Emma Cook with a strong hit.
We've seen some good stuff from her. We've seen, really, it's been a, you can't really put it on one singular player on this Titans side thus far. Richardson had an ace earlier in set 1. This time gets dug out, and it's swung back down by Lucic. That's been the story of set 1, was Lucic had 5 kills for FSW, and she's starting to heat up a little bit here for the Bucks.
She is, Conrad, a 6'3" sophomore from Serbia, outpacing her normal kills per set for the season tonight.
That will be an ace for Lucic.
Not well received there by Emma Cook. She acknowledged it. Look over at her teammates, my bad. Gonna get it back on the next one.
She had 2 aces against their last team, Polk State College. She's got 1 here. It's 5-3. FSW. Short serve, dug out that time by Figueroa, and that'll be another ace.
Well, you just mentioned the previous win over Polk State for FSW. Also want to mention it was a 3 straight set sweep over Santa Fe College for the Eastern Florida State Titans in their last matchup.
So both of these teams coming in with straight set victories. FSW, no surprise there for the Titans. They've had a few of them this season. Going right at that back zone. They'll set up the other side. Cox was able to get it across, and FSW sends it. They're going to say it was touched by the Titans. So that'll be point Buccaneers. It will be 7-3. Buccaneers over the Titans.
And Gamboa back at it again there.
So Lucic once again serving. It was all Titans set 1. Buccaneers look like they're back in control here. But set up by Cox. And they try to swing it back. Does Zavalos, but she wasn't quite in position for the backhand, and it's 6-4.
I misplayed right there by the Peruvian. She was strong in the last matchup for the Bucks, but just attempted to get tricky with it up the front, middle of the part of the net. Couldn't get a good touch on it.
So Michaela Lamb into serve for the Titans. Down 3, it's 7-4 Buccaneers. Largest lead for the Bucks today. Dug out of that back left corner. Serving it up, they'll do a 2-finger punch up into the air. Back over towards the right side. That one is blocked back. Couldn't tell if it was by the Bucks or the net, but either way, it's point Buccaneers.
Arroyo unsuccessful for a change there. Most of what she had been doing was working in the first set. Couldn't score a point for the Titans there.
So back to serve number 7 of Irina Makinen of the Buccaneers. Makinen serve. Tried to sneak it down that line, just went wide. And that'll be point Titans as coming back in. Number 21 of Diara Gaia. Figueroa back to serve. 8-5 Buccaneers. Figueroa going right at the back line. Buccaneers able to get out of that, kind of an awkward position there. Swung on there by Sanchez. Good swing there, it's blocked, it's still going. That one gets sent up high and out of bounds. So pinball action back and forth between the two teams. Titans able to pull that one out.
A mad scramble on this side of the net right here, partner. Quick touches back and forth. Teammates just tucked in too tight with one another, couldn't get a clean play on it.
Figueroa to serve. Missiling serve, just missed the top of the tape. And that'll be a good answer back there by the Buccaneers. I believe that was Valentina Zavaios with the kill.
It was. Nifty little touch just with the left hand. Put it in the back row, right in the middle where the defense couldn't get to it.
9-6 Buccaneers over the Titans. Back to serve is Gamboa. And that's a service error for the Buccaneers. So again, this Titans team kind of hanging around here in set 1. As long as they can keep it within that 2 to 4 point mark, Ty, I think they got a shot to maybe steal another set.
100%, and we talked about the first set being crucial, but obviously even more impactful if the Titans can go up 2-0.
Well, just as I say that, Miss Cevallos says, take that, and it goes back up to a 3-point lead. It's 10-7 FSW.
Unable to outstretch for that one was Sofia Iglesias.
So 10-7 Buccaneers over the Titans.
Iglesias is one of the better players on the Titans with over 100 digs this season, Conrad.
Gotta have someone like that in your back line for defense. Good swing there, that time by Doherty. And that's dug out again. She has been all over the place, Figueroa. Doherty again, dug out there by Webb. That one gets crossed. They're able to make it work. Swung on there by Sanchez, and they're gonna say a net violation on FSW. I'm telling you, Ty, as long as the Titans can keep it within that 2 to 4 point range, they give themselves a chance here in set 2.
They absolutely do. It's been pretty wild that we've had, thankfully, both sets get off to close starts and keep things incredibly interesting.
Question is, who's gonna pull away? Oh my goodness, another good dig there by Figueroa. Swung on from 3 meters, and an even better dig there by Gamboa. It's off the block, still going. Titans trying to feed it over towards the side. Cox gets that one blocked. Is it inbounds? Yes, it is. So the Bucks take it, once again, extend this lead to 3. It's 11-8.
Cox, the freshman from Orlando, just stepping back into the game, unsuccessful in her first attack. Bucks with the 3-point advantage.
Now it comes down to who's going to start stretching that lead, who's going to take over. Bucks trying to, Titans not letting them. That one just missing that back line. Great volleyball IQ from both sides, able to see that. Sometimes if you can feel if it's coming in too fast, just let it go. Free point for you.
Ocha got to be disappointed, nearly catching the back line for FSW on that serve.
So Gaia back to serve for the Titans. 11-9 is your score. Back and forth, second set. Swung on there, and it gets dug out. Good swing on, but it can't clear the nets. Titans will take that, and they're within 1.
Excellent play to score that point by Doherty for the Titans on that hit into the middle. Having that receive come long back over to her, not wasting the opportunity to have a good hit into the middle.
Gaia back to serve once again, 11-10. Absolute slugfest here in set 2. Short serve. So we set up along the left side, and that goes through the block and the back line. That'll stop a 2-0 run there. by the Titans. It's back up to 2 for FSW, and that's what you got to do for the Buccaneers. You have to stifle this Titan offense.
And in an effort to do so, Coach Melito for the Titans just brought back in his libero Figueroa, who was incredibly active through this first and second set.
Staying off the net is the Titans. It sneaks through the block. It's still going. Tapped up in the air is Cook. Back over towards the side. It's in the line. No, it's not. They're going to call it an antenna violation. So it made it in the line, but it hit the antenna on the way by. So point Buccaneers is 13-10.
Unfortunate not to get the payoff on that incredible setup by Figueroa.
Serve here from Milicevic. And that gets sent to the back and sailing into the stands. That's a kill by Madeline Doherty.
Great hit by Doherty, the freshman from Winter Springs. A few strong plays made in this second set, Conrad.
A couple subs we haven't seen today. Number 9 of Kiera Valeska Haida, and back to serve number 18 of Ada Barakatar.
Now Barakatar out of Turkey with the set.
This will be set to the back corner, and that is just in the line. So good heads-up play there by Lucic, and it's 14-11.
Sanchez went hustling for it, just unable to get to it in time.
Good serve nonetheless.
Lukic, the serve for FSW.
14-11. Go to that back zone. Up in the air, slung on and down. But it's a net violation. Point FSW. So right idea, but you have to stay off the net, and that'll force a timeout called by the Titans. And Ty, this has really been like, they call it in football the tale of two halves. Well, this has really been the tale of two sets. We saw what the Titans did, taking advantage of what FSW was giving them. Now we're kind of see FSW's trying to take over, but every time it looks like they're going to stretch that lead and figure it out, the Titans say, hey, here's some water to dump on the fire. We're coming back.
Yeah, they haven't allowed it to ignite and sustain itself, but I would say, Conrad, that it was about this time in the first set that we saw Eastern Florida start to get on that run of actually 5-6 points in a row. Up to this point in the second set, neither team has been able to do that, but I'll be looking out for, in particular, Sarah Gamboa again. We mentioned her at the top of the broadcast for FSW. To me personally, it feels like she's been a little bit less of a factor for the Bucks offense when they have been scoring points, but I want to see if she gets on a bit of a run here and they can set her up to extend this 4-point advantage for FSW.
See the camera up on the fans there, up in the stands. It's great to see the support from, honestly, both of these squads. Good mix of fans from Florida Southwestern State and right here in Melbourne. But quick update here on the stats. FSW hit 250 for total in the first set. They're hitting 300. Eastern Florida State hit 409 in set 1, hitting just 0.53, but they're only down 4. See if they can cut back into this lead. Back to serve Lucic for the Buccaneers. It's going to be close at the net, and that's going to be, I got it. Cool. Anyway.
Nicely done, partner.
Just kind of came at me, but that's a kill for the Buccaneers.
Wait
Forgot what I was going to say.
That's all right. Your spidey senses kicked in for a moment.
Just a moment.
that hit percentage difference is more drastic than I even realized, and that explains why we see the score that we do in this set until right now.
Jordan Cox says, I don't care what a hit percentage is. I'm going to go score this. 16-12 as the Titans keep it within 4.
There we go. Now the opportunity for the team's second leading player in kills. Unfortunately, a service error right there.
That's not what you want to see if you're the Titans, but again, tale of two sets because we saw the Titans leading by 4-5 most of the set. Now we're seeing the Buccaneers do that. So now you just have to wonder, have the Buccaneers started to have the momentum shift towards their side? Makinen from back there, going right at Figueroa. Titans trying to set up an attack, and they get one to fall. Who else? Sanchez, and it's 17-13.
Beautiful passing and quick work there, getting their attack moving and striking to bring this back within 4 points, Conrad.
Back to serve, Angelise Figueroa. She's been all over the floor tonight on defense and at the service line. We'll see what she's got. Good missiling serve. Does it have a chance? It does! Service ace for Figueroa.
And you hear the energy coming from both the students setting up in the crowd and from the team on the Titans, making their lap around the coach and cheering on Figueroa.
Coach Melito looked like he was tuning it out very well. FSW trying to answer back, and that will answer perfectly as that is split through the block there by Hocha. And that'll put Gamboa at the line to serve, 18-14 Buccaneers.
Hocha, one of those strong offensive players for FSW that you mentioned earlier, partner. One of a few for the Buccaneers side that has over 100 kills this year. She's been busy tonight.
Dug straight up in the air by Figueroa. 3-meter attack goes straight into the net there for Jordan Cox. And you kind of feel like FSW if this was the point where you feel like they're going to pull away, it feels like it right now.
It does. 19-14.
This will be sent over towards that left side. Blocked and out of bounds. No touch for the Titans. Big call there, and that cuts it back to 4.
That was a big opportunity, partner. If that swung in the other direction, Buccaneers with Gamboa at serve could have closed out on a big run.
Iglesias back to serve. Out of system a little bit is the box, and that will be swung on and goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Titans, and it's right back to a 5-point lead, 20-15 here in set 2.
Nice hit coming from over on the right side for the FSW offense.
And as we saw in set 1, the Titans did their job to make sure the Bucks burned both timeouts. Well, now the Titans have burned their second timeout here in set number 2.
Opportunity for Coach Melito to rally the squad. Going to have their own chance to try to answer in a way that the Buccaneers could not in the first set. Conrad, what do you think that the Titans need to do most to slow down the Bucks in the second set?
Well, I think, too, one of the things I've been noticing from the FSW side is they're taking advantage. I say this till I'm blue in the face. They're taking advantage of what the Titans are giving them, but also, too, they're able to split the blocks. And what I mean by that is usually when you see a couple players for the Titans go up, if there's 2 of them trying to block, that you have to try and either split through one of them or both of them. If you're able to do that, if it somehow gets through fast enough, then it'll land as a point. Another thing, too, haven't really seen too much of it from the teams, but we have seen it. I always call it playing the block. Now, if you know you're going to get blocked, look for the hands, the wrist, the whatever. Hit it off of that so it can go out of bounds. If you already know it's going to get blocked, don't give the other team a chance to block it back into the area of play. Knock it out. So one thing I've been noticing, like I said, if the Titans can figure out a way to strengthen that block and kind of take back control of the court, they should have a chance.
Definitely. And usually when you see that happen, it's angled toward the outside. There, that was coming off the block, but went to the back line.
Good job by Sanchez to keep it off the antenna, and a little bit of miscommunication there in that back zone. And Coach Melito is going to have another substitution, as this is going to be Michaela Lamb coming in to replace Jordan Cox. It's 21-15 as FSW trying to close this one out. 4 more points, and they take set 2. Long serve, dug out there by Figueroa. And a little bit craziness there, but they're able to figure it out. Titans back across the side, but that does not quite clear the net. And that'll be another point to FSW. So we saw FSW make all the mistakes in set 1. Now we're starting to see the mistakes pile up here for the Titans.
They have, and there it's just a matter of the passing not being clean or miscommunication. Be interested to see somebody take charge and get control. Unreal, that point that the Bucks were able to score to get them up to 23.
And I mean, that's the thing. That's the second ace we've seen today from either side that just hit the tape, slowed it down just enough, but didn't knock it backwards. And it's so hard because it freezes that line. Because you don't want to sit there and it not do anything, but you just have to be ready. And there it is right there. That's again, I call it good volleyball IQ. Figueroa saw it, noticed it was going to missile in, step back, free point to the Titans.
So difficult to diagnose that on a moment's notice, to recognize whether or not that's crossing that back line. Beautifully done. Sanchez now.
Good long serve. They've been going at Webb all day. That's blocked. Stronger block that time, but no help as Iglesias flew in at the last second, but this will put FSW in set point for the first time today. 24-16. Final score of set one was 25-17.
Almost identical here, just a mirror image of the first set.
And that'll be a service error. So now we'll move into set point number two. And, you know, the last point of any set is always the hardest to come by. And if for FSW, you want to end this set as fast as possible.
They do, and so they just changed out liberos, bringing Sarah Webb back in for Andra Kutz.
And that'll end just how the first set ended, except FSW ties it up 1 apiece here between the Titans and the Buccaneers. And Ty, we've got an exciting one here. Neither team letting up, neither team letting the other get too far ahead. We'll take a break as it is. We'll bring you set 3 when we return here from Titan Fieldhouse. It's 1-1 here in a best of 5.
The engineering technology program is a 2-year AS degree. It's a lot of hands-on, a lot of industry skills, and our programs are up to date with the local demand. We talk to the local industry and ask them what do they need from our graduate. And so far we're providing a good workforce for the Brevard area. When the student graduate from this program, actually we have a waiting list. A lot of companies want some of our graduates yesterday.
Build a successful career with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. You can choose from nearly 25 tracks in today's top job fields of business, healthcare, and computer technologies, with classes tailored to meet your needs on campus and online. A bright future awaits you with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu/go/bachelors.
Well, we welcome you back here into the land of Titan Fieldhouse in Melbourne, Florida. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Ty Heckathorn. And Ty, you know, it's 1-1, but we've seen so much good stuff on tape from both of these teams. Ty, what did you notice from this FSW team that was different from set one?
Well, most notably, just looking at the hit percentage, it jumped to 340 in that second set, and you saw a lot of high-quality attacks as well as blocks like that first one right there. Couple of bucks coming together to stop, and that was none other than Arroyo Sanchez for the Titans, who had been the standout performer for their offense. The Buccaneers slowed her down in that second set just enough to build an advantage late.
Yeah, you talk about kills. 25 kills thus far by FSW, combining for 15 of them. Lucic and Zavalos, each with 8 and 17. On the other side, Sanchez leading the charge with 7. Followed by Gaia with 4. But I mean, you just look at these highlights. FSW, they took control early and often. Saw some great stuff from the Titans like that right there. And the big thing that I've noticed in comparison to set number 1 on the Buck side, Sarah Webb, the Titans did a great job at just absolutely just serving right at her and just trying to get her out of system and out of play. It even forced coach to bring in Underkoot to try and change it up a little bit, but really good job by Sarah Webb to kind of settle back down, play her game, and all the teammates got involved, and that's what was the biggest difference between set 1 and set 2 for FSW.
Yeah, that's a great point, Conrad. I think that for the Titans, they're going to need a little bit more support defensively. I think Figueroa stood out with 7 digs in that second set, but in order for them to get back out to where somebody other than just Arroyo is hitting well for them, they're going to need some support, both passing and digging it out in the back line.
Well, one thing that we've noticed is the Titans have won a set when they were farther away from us. FSW has won a set when they are farther away from us. So we'll see if each team kind of, if it's the side of the court that matters or if it's whatever. We'll see what takes place. But nonetheless, Titans serving first to get things going.
Received by Gamboa.
And it's going crazy, but the Titans able to keep it up in the air. Swung on there by the Buccaneers. Titans trying to get organized here. And that's swung on. They're going to say no touch. That far line judge thought it was in, but changed his flag movement, and FSW leads.
That was pretty close on that attempt there for the attack for the Titans, Conrad. But things get started in favor of the Bucks, 1-0. See which team sets the tone and takes a 2-1 lead.
Good serve there by Sarah Webb. To be swung on by Sanchez, and they're going to say net violation on FSW, so point Titans. It's 1-1.
Here, Sanchez getting the things going for the Titans with the serve.
Go right at Webb, and that is a huge swing there. Number 14 of Lucic, and I told you she's been one of the huge players for this offense of FSW, and they're getting her going again here in set 3.
And a great short set from Marina Mäkinen. Number 7, the 5'9" sophomore from Finland, setting up her teammate.
Ocha, too far. Service error on the Buccaneers. Crowd getting into it, and it's 2-2.
Back and forth we go. Service errors, just pointing out, that's 9 now for FSW to 5 for the Titans. Just a bit more of the self-inflicted wounds on the side of the Bucks that has created opportunities for the Titans when they've pulled ahead.
Titans, good serve there, nearly hits the top beams of the ceiling, but that will be a kill for number 17 of Maciej Milicevic. And it's 3-2 FSW. So for the second straight set, FSW has been in control from the jump. They talked about serving, and they said one of the things they've been trying to improve on this season is passing, and it's starting to be that well-oiled machine that they're used to here in set 3.
Well, and once again, number 7, Marina Mäkinen, with a good setup for her Bulgarian teammate.
Wow. Still going.
Just getting any part of the body on that one.
And that gets sent out, no touch, as Lucic wanted a touch, don't get it. Good answer there by the Titans.
Yes, partner Lukic just smacked that one all the way across, looking to go opposite side for that attack. Too far. Had a really tight angle on it.
So 3-3 here between the Titans and the Buccaneers. Good setup there by the Bucks, and that'll split the block. And that'll be a kill for Sarah Gamboa. And third straight set, we've seen these two teams absolutely jousting throughout the first 10 points. It's 4-3.
Great action, back and forth. Hope to see just this intensity thrust the way, or if either team starts to slow up and get a little tired in their attack.
And that one, just absolute bricklaying from the block there. Gamboa, and you know, I talked about that the Titans needed to work on not getting their blocks split, but right there, I mean, that's as good a block as you're going to see from FSW. Perfectly placed.
It was.
Titans trying to answer back, and that will be a kill there for Jordan Cox. A little different. I'm not used to seeing what Lucic did. Normally you try to stick out your flat hand, they call that a pancake. She had a fist and just tried to punch it, which you can't lift it, so that was a legal play, but just giving her maybe a bounce-off chance, nearly got it to work.
It was a great diving attempt, but to no avail. Now Michaela Lamb.
And that'll be swung down by Sarah Gamboa, and we talked about her in the pre-match. That's the player of the match, at least the player spotlight of the match for FSW, and she, I mean, she's starting to find it here in set 3.
That hit was fired out of a cannon, Conrad. That was beautifully placed right in the back center.
Irina Mäkinen back to serve for FSW.
And Mäkinen, coach was telling us before the match, one of the quiet leaders.
And they're going to call a net violation on FSW. I think that was Mäkinen trying to stay out of the way, could not quite stay off the net. So point Titans at 6-5.
Now serving Angeles Figueroa.
Libero for the Titans.
Long serve. Chasing it down is Webb to give her team a chance. Near collision there. It's going to go sailing into the air, and it's out. Point Titans at 6-6.
Excellent job by Eastern Florida to communicate there. Figueroa retreating, could have lost sight of it, but teammates made sure that they let that one sail long.
And service error there on the Titans. So, again, first few points here have just been absolute back and forth in all three sets as we see Bianca Androkut come back in for the Buccaneers. Haven't seen her much since that first set. We'll see what they use her for here in set number 3. Good swing there, and they go right at Androkut, and it's Point Titans. We're tied up at 7.
Well, they wasted no time challenging her, Conrad, and Arroyo with an excellent hit right at her.
7-7.
Quick change, bringing her right back out for number 8, Sarah Webb for FSW.
So back to serve for the Titans.
Out of Bayaktar.
Good chase down there. That's dug out just before it hits the ground. Titans still going right at Webb. FSW, and that goes, that's what I told you about, Ty. Play the block. Buccaneers did it beautifully, and they get the free point. They lead 8-7.
They did. Michaela Lamb tried to be there in the right spot, but that's why it's also important on how you angle, how you're setting yourself up for those blocks so that you can't be taken advantage of like that.
Service error for the Buccaneers. And we are tied again. So it seems like every single set, the trading point seems to go even deeper before one team pulls away.
Couldn't ask for much more before we had this game. Conrad wasn't sure what to expect except a lot of high-quality action. Thankfully, we've gotten that.
Good set up there, and it sneaks through the block and down. Points, Titans off of the swing of Gaia, and the Titans take the lead 9-8.
Yeah, beautiful soft tap with the right hand. The double block was set up in the middle. She caught them off guard with a soft touch.
9-8 Titans going right at Webb in that back corner zone.
Nice diving play by Makinen.
And that was a legal play to keep it going. Diving in to try and save it was Baraktar. And it's tied up again, this time 9-9 as Androkut comes back in for the Buccaneers, and back to serve is Hocha.
Be interesting to see both teams when they're scoring are scoring relatively quickly on their first or second chance of the set.
He hit towards the back corner. Good swing there, saved there by Hocha, pushed long. Still alive by the Titans, still going, no lift, still going. Oh, it cannot quite clear the net, but great job by both sides keeping it alive, and the FSW stretches it to 1 as it's 10-9. We'll see if the Titans can answer right back.
Tough one there for the Titans. Jordan Cox thought that she could just take an overhand swing at it and get it over the net.
Hocha once again swings right at Cox. 3-meter attack that gets hit high and will go right over towards the water cooler as the Titans tie it up. It's 10 each.
Wow. Conrad couldn't be more thankful for the opportunity to have like this much energy in this matchup. The Titans have really brought it tonight and fully bought into that belief that Coach Melito mentioned. Buccaneers, #1 team, trying to look like it and flex their muscle.
Titans trying to answer it back, and they do. Welcome to continuing building the stat sheet, Jordan Cox, and the Titans regain the lead 11-10.
Yeah, against Santa Fe College in the last matchup, she racked up 15 kills to go along with 5 digs, playing really strong as of late.
So Gaia back to serve for the Titans, going right at Gamboa. Big swing here. Good defensive positioning there by the Titans. This one from 3 meters sneaks through and is down. 12-10 Titans. And the Titans kind of starting to get their mojo back that they had in set 1.
Yeah, Gaia there with a nice, just calm, cool walking up and playing it with the right hand off of Lukic. Extend that Titan advantage.
Gaia's serve going right at Gamboa again. This time a soft tap. And the soft tap works for Lucic, and it's 12-11 Titans.
Serbian gets her answer immediately against her Italian counterpart, trading points, trading blows back and forth between two of the top performers for the Bucks and the Titans.
Milicevic to serve, going right at Figueroa. Good swing there, and that one block was perfect there for the Buccaneers, as it did not trail outside the line, and they have tied it up again.
Coming together was Makinen and Lukic to stop that hit from Jordan Cox.
So a 2-0 run here by the Buccaneers. This one will be not quite a 3-0 run. Let's see if they keep it in the antenna. No, they do not. So an antenna violation by the Titans. 3-0 run now by the Bucks, and it's 13-12.
Great effort there by Doherty, but unable to save it. Just not controlled well enough at the front line.
So back to serve still is Milicevic. And joust at the net. Won by who else? Alexandra Lucic. And it's 14-12, a 4-0 run by FSW.
Excellent job there capitalizing off the receive that went long back over the net.
Titans trying to continue building. And they will again. Another antenna violation. 5-0 run. They were down 12-10. It's 15-12. And that'll force a timeout by Eastern Florida State College here in set 3. Ty, I mean, you know, you got to give credit to where credit's due. This Titans team has fought hard all match. I mean, you saw what they did in set 1, saw how they kept up even when they were down in set 2. And even then, the fight has been there. Both of these teams, every time they get to, each of them get to their 10th point, it's an absolute just joust war, like two knights lined up in their arena just trying to do their normal thing. But just when it gets over that 10th point, we're starting to see FSW play their normal brand of volleyball, which is get in, get out, go home. And it's taken them a minute to find it, but like I said, they're number 1 for a reason, and they're showing it right now.
They are, Conrad. And FSW, despite meeting this strong resistance, and Coach Melito's side for Eastern Florida living up to just like what he said before the match, that they can compete with anyone. FSW has kind of just now finally started to impose their will, and as I was saying a moment ago, flex their muscles with the incredibly high attack rate and this hit percentage. They're making the most of every opportunity, which has led to this 5-0 run that they've established.
About as even a match as you can get in hit percentage. 389 for FSW, 385 for the Titans. And good dig there by FSW, and that'll lead to a point for the Titans. And that will stop the 5-0 run there, and it's 15-13 for FSW.
Giovanna Hocha with an excellent dive there to dig that one up, but then just a bit of misplay in front of the net on the second touch.
15-13 FSW. Good swing over to Gamboa, and it's out of bounds. Point Titans, 15-14, and 2-0 run of their own for the Eastern Florida State College.
Right back trying to draw level. The Titans not allowing, after that break, for Melito's words to fall on deaf ears. Whatever he said to them got them focused.
Iglesias with the serve, going right at Webb. Good swing there, and it's good! What a block
and
there.
The Titans, beautiful defensive execution coming together to stop that attack coming right up the middle.
But this set is turning into the game of runs. We've seen them by both teams, mostly FSW. See FSW trying to get back to business, trying to let each other know, hey, it's okay, we've done this before, and there it is. That's how teams respond. The block goes off the antenna, automatic violation, point FSW. They lead 16-15.
And as you mentioned, Eric Gamboa seizing the chance that she saw right there to play it off the block. Great hit.
Alexandra Lucic to serve, up 1 here in set 3. Each team has won a set, and a service error there for FSW. We are tied again at 16, so once it looks like a team is trying to pull away, the other says, hey, not so fast. We're seeing it just like in set 1 for most of that set.
Great exchange of momentum, just a pendulum going back and forth ever so quickly.
And that's a low serve, able to dig it out. And from her knees, able to get it across is Milicevic. Swung on, even better dig, still alive, and the Buccaneers keep it going. What a sequence of events there.
Wow.
And swung on, and the early whistle, what are they gonna call? It's a net violation on FSW, and Coach Benatti has seen enough. They had the 5-0 run to go up 15-12, and so far it's been Eastern Florida State. They have gone on a 5-1 run. It's 17-16 tie. I mean, it's like I said in set one, if you're Eastern Florida State College, you want to be able to make FSW uncomfortable and to be able to force them to call timeouts to stop a run. That's what you want them to do right now.
Well, they're definitely doing that. Coach Melito just showcasing once more the fact that he has brought this program so far and done so much to improve them. This being 7 years removed from coming here, he's taken this Eastern Florida State Titans team to the next level. Despite the turnover with this being a junior college program, and you have to find new ways to win each year as you have the influx of new talent, he does a phenomenal job of getting through to his players and getting them to understand the message and the game plan and then have them go out and execute. They've clearly done that since the last time out. Like you said, this 5-1 run back in front. A decisive third set here could drastically boost the Titans' chances of getting the upset against the reigning national champs and #1 team in Florida Southwestern.
I think whoever comes out with set number 2, or excuse me, set number 3 has the best chance of winning this match. Now, granted, it's a tall order. If the Titans come out with it, you still have to keep FSW down in set 4. But if you're FSW, it puts you back in control to try and pull out another victory tonight.
Of course.
Titans, good serve out of the timeout. Gamboa, and that is blocked, but because it hit the antenna going out, that is an automatic point for FSW. Huge break for the Buccaneers. That danced in the air and just refused to go down.
It did. It was rotating. Had funky spin coming off the block, and for Gamboa, just results in a point.
So Irina Mäkinen, sophomore from Finland. Short serve. Throwing it right at Figueroa. That one gets blocked back, and the block is there. Fresh spackled down on the bricks as Rocha gets it to fall, and it's 18-17.
Valentina Ceballos came together with Giovanna Rocha to block the attack from Sanchez. Sanchez for the Titans not been able to be as impactful in this third set.
Mäkinen again. Trying to get the Titans out of system. Good diving save there by Rocha. Just sneaks over. It's going to be a joust at the net, and Gamboa just hammers it down. 19-17 FSW. And I'm telling you, Ty, when one team looks like they have control, the other says, hey, gotcha, here's my sandwich, I'm taking off.
It's been amazing to see just how effective these pauses that the coaches have called for have been. Excellent job of knowing just when their team needs the lift.
That one just hit the top of the tape, an absolute hammer. I mean, take advantage of what they give you, and for Ceballos, she took it, and that'll force another timeout here by the Titans. And Ty, I keep talking about it. This set right now has been the game of runs. We've seen one team go on a 5-0. We've seen another team go on a 5-1. We've seen math and science. No, not science. I'm just kidding. But, I mean, you talk about the game of runs. You want to be on the correct side of the game of runs, and so far FSW has had the benefit of that. Now it's going to come down to, okay, FSW needs 5 to take this set. Eastern Florida State needs 8, and I really couldn't tell you who's going to win set 3 right now.
Definitely, it's been hard to predict each set with both teams getting to at least 17 points, keeping the action close, and it's been tight late into every set. Right now, Coach Melito still talking to his squad as FSW retakes the floor, trying to make sure that they are on the same page. What I've noticed in these last few points, Conrad, is that Eastern Florida has not been receiving well. They're not able to control it off the attacks, off the hit, off the serve, and that's led to these scoring opportunities for FSW, which they have not been wasting.
I mean, you look at FSW, they're already pouring gasoline on an already lit fire, and you know, the Titans try to answer with water, but you can't put water on a gas fire. You got to put foam, and the foam isn't working right now. 20-17, FSW leads. Mäkinen serve towards that back zone. Titans a little bit out of system. Swung on from 3 meters, will be dug out of that back line by Hocha. Hocha again swinging, and net violation. Titans point FSW. They are 4 points away from taking set 3.
That's a big one, Conrad. With Mackinnon, kind of a team quarterback, silent leader, as we said just a little bit ago, in control of the serve for the Bucks. Just 4 more points to take the third set.
Mackinnon, that'll be a service error for the Buccaneers, and that's the thing, you know, you start getting late into a set, you gotta keep control, and I understand what she was doing. You try to sneak it over the tape, maybe have it tap the tape to freeze that front line, but just could not quite land there.
Unsuccessful in the short serve attempt, her second service error of the third set.
Angeles Figueroa, and she'll go for a service error. So back-to-back service errors for each team, 22-18. 3 more points for FSW to get to score, get to take set 3.
Definitely unexpected, Conrad, to see those service errors traded back and forth.
And that one goes across the top of the tape there for Gamboa. Swung on, through the block and down. And that's what I'm talking about. Whoever can figure out how to split the block and work it will be successful. Haven't seen too much of that in this third set from the Titans, but they're trying to figure it out right now as they bring in Richardson to serve.
Well, if anybody's been doing it the most consistently in today's matchup, it has been Sanchez for the Titans, number 11.
Richardson going to that back corner. Good setup for FSW. Back over towards that side. It's blocked back. Can they save it? No, they can't.
That time leaving no doubt in Sanchez's attack. That block was set up by, once again, Ceballos and Hocha. Those two have been coming together a lot in today's game, and they have been doing a pretty good job for FSW in eliminating those attacks getting through.
Only time during a volleyball set can we make a Monsters, Inc. reference. We have a 23-19, and now we have a 23-20 as we have a service error committed by FSW. And, I mean, I really, like I said, I just, even now, FSW only needs 2 points to take set 3, but I really don't know who to give it to, Ty. I don't know who's going to take it.
Well, we'll find out here soon enough. Sanchez with an opportunity to get her side back.
And service error.
Not.
So with that service error, it puts us into set point number 1 here for FSW here in set 3. We saw them the last time they had set point. They could not finish it off. So we'll see if they can end it here and move on to set 4.
Up until that error by Sanchez, we had seen double the amount of service errors by the Bucks.
And Hocha says, you know what, let's just end it on an ace. And it's 25-20 as FSW takes set 3. You see the mojo's back, the fierceness of this Buccaneers squad. Titans still not out of it yet. We've got a lot more volleyball to go. Set 4 coming your way as the Buccaneers lead the Titans 2-1. We'll be right back here at Titan Fieldhouse.
My name is Kaylee Majeka, and I am in the welding program at Eastern Florida State College. I wanted to get into the program to further extend knowledge and just be able to make a career out of something that I really enjoyed doing. The program is about 9 months. I don't know anyone else in the local area that does have a program like this. This is right up my alley. So that's my end goal, is just to have my own business and create things.
Since day one, there's been a lot of hands-on labs to be able to pull a machine and then just start working on it and take it apart and put it back together.
I've learned where the motherboard goes, where all of your circuits and how to connect them all. It's helped me troubleshoot a lot of things at home that I've been able to get working again.
I'd rather be a technician, and so the hardware experience is super important because you're literally working with machines firsthand.
Well, Ty, the biggest thing I can say as we welcome you back here to Titan Fieldhouse as FSW leads the Eastern Florida State College Titans 2-1. Craziest thing I've seen thus far. Set 3, there was 12 ties and 6 lead changes. I mean, that was an absolute war of a set. Final score was 25-20, but I mean, this is as evenly matched as you're going to see it, and I love what I saw on both sides of the tape from both of these teams.
I 100% agree, partner. We're seeing right here the example of FSW's attack looking pretty strong, thanks to especially number 16, Sarah Gamboa. There's actually one of the finer plays of that third set from number 11, Sanchez, for the Titans. But right there, the block, the action in front of the net, it's gone both ways. A big balance between some of the soft pieces that have been played across and scoring, and as well as just the hard hitting. Like you said, there have been rockets fired from either side, exchanging blows like a heavyweight fight. 2-1, great back and forth. Couldn't ask for much more up to this point. The Titans not done yet, still with a chance to get back in this fourth set.
At one point, it was over 380 hit percentage for both teams. FSW finishes 370 in set 3. Eastern Florida State did a little better than they did in set 2. They hit 273. But, I mean, it came down to blocking and taking advantage of mistakes. But leading the way for this FSW squad, Alexandra Lucic with 12 kills, followed by Valentina Zavallos with 8. On the other side for the Titans, leading the way is Sanchez with 12, followed by Gaia with 6. And Ty, FSW leads 2-1, but it's still one of those, it's got that kind of aura in the air where it just doesn't, you feel like FSW could just outright take it, but the Titans have been strong all day.
The Titans have not allowed them to grab firm control of this game.
And that'll start off with an ace for FSW. And just as I say that, FSW says, hey, what'd you say? But, I mean, that's been the biggest thing is both coaches talked about we need to be strong on serve receive. And if you're FSW, that's how you want to start set 4.
Without a doubt, and it helps a lot when you've got a libero and a leader like number 8, Sarah Webb for FSW starting you out.
And that's how you sneak it across. They're going to call point Titans for a illegal backcourt attack. So 1-1 is your score. And again, it just has that feeling that we're going to be point for point deep into the set. We'll see how far it goes here in set 4.
Conrad, I'm looking for a little bit more offensive distribution and somebody else to step up and help Sanchez out as she makes a diving attempt at the dig, unable to get to that one.
That'll be a kill by Maggie Milicevic, and that's really FSW now. They're in control. Now they can kind of play around with it and go, okay, there's an opening in that back zone. There's an opening here, and that's going to be the thing that's going to be the difference between the Titans and FSW taking the set is who's going to eliminate the wide open spaces as we've got a service error on the Buccaneers to tie it up at 2.
And I know I've been updating us throughout the match, but that is service error number 14 for FSW. If they had cut down on that just a bit, then they wouldn't have had these sets even be as tight as they have, Conrad.
Absolutely. Gaius serving it for the Titans. 3-meter attack there from the Buccaneers. Titans doing a good job staying off the net, and that's a kill. How about that from Jordan Cox? It's 3-2 Titans.
And how about that from Iglesias to be able to set her up with that ball coming in so tight to the net to play it back. Give an opportunity for a good attack right there. Great pass.
Well, when you look at service errors, it's not uncommon for the really good girls from the service line to have a lot of them, and coaches are usually okay with having that much because the other side of it is you have a dangerous serve that can get through, but even then, that's a point for number 20 of Emma Cook. It's 4-2.
Excellent job elevating at just the right moment along with Cox. Set up for the double block there. Titans early 4-2 lead in the fourth set.
Gaia back to serve. 2-point lead here for the Titans. Buccaneers trying to answer. Titans staying in system here, setting things up. It's popped in the air, set up here by Mackinnon, swung on, and it's still going. Titans showing strong defense here, and it's still alive. That one stayed off the floor. Back corner, dug out there by Sanchez. Swung on, dug out, goes right back, swung on again, and it's a point, Titans! It's the Emma Cook experience here in set 4.
Emma Cook doing the heavy lifting, but Kira Valeska Haida being able to score the point for the Titans. That's a big one, forcing the first break. Just 5-2 in this fourth set, already a timeout, Conrad.
And this is what the good coaches do all the time. I mean, Coach Cesar Benatti must have seen something here in set 4, because, you know, that's when coaches will call timeout. Whenever there's a run coming, whether they're ahead or they're behind, or whenever you see something like this, because you never want a set to get out of control. Sometimes you see sets where it's like 7-1 or 8-0, you know, at the high school level, or even at the major college level, and that's something you want to snuff out right away, because if you don't do it now, Eastern Florida State, this is going to turn into a set 1 all over again.
Absolutely. And right now for FSW, I would be on the lookout to see, because Emma Cook has been doing damage in the middle, how they're going to counter and how they're going to make sure that they're rotating and that back row is set up to defend a little bit better off these hits, because like I said, Haida had a strong attack right there, but then Cook being able to finish off the point for the Titans. Got Gaia in the back with the serve for EFS coming out.
Gaia, 5-2 lead, good serve in that back left zone. Good setup there, gets through the block, and that'll land to end the run. And who else? Maggie Milicevic with the kill. And we gotta take a break to wipe some sweat off the floor. And you gotta be careful with that, because if you step on it just right, it turns into an ice rink.
Absolutely, don't want to see anything come about due to just a bit of moisture accumulating on the hardwood. But the momentum stopper, crucially scored by Milicevic.
Milicevic to serve it. Titans getting set up, swung on there, it's a kill for Jordan Cox, and it's 6-3.
Powerful hit right there, the freshman.
And coming in to serve, number 17 of Shamaya Richardson for Eastern Florida State.
Replacing in the middle blocker, Haida.
Dug out there by Sarah Webb. Gets across, diving dig that time by Figueroa. Back towards the corner, dug out by Webb. Set up towards that right side. They're gonna call touch. No, they're not. No touch at the net.
Gamboa was looking over, thinking that she saw one, motioning for it, but no touch ruled.
Irina Makinen wanted a net violation. Both the R1 and the R2 judge say no, and that's an ace! That is an ace by Shamaya Richardson. And there goes the dance around Coach Melito, and it's 8-3.
Strong run developing here with Richardson in control of the serve for the Titans.
Dug out of the back corner by FSW. Swung on, and they're gonna say it's in.
Beautiful point scored right there in Makinen with, I believe this, Conrad, 28 assists coming into this set. Excellent job setting up her teammates.
Absolutely. Talk about the quarterback of a volleyball program is your setter, putting her hitters in right positions to succeed. She's been doing that all match. Good setup. That one gets through the block. Good dig in the back line there by Milicevic. Richardson gets the dig. 3-meter attack by Sanchez! Right into the ground, driving the stake into the concrete. It's 9-4.
Excellent hit right there.
Just like set number 1, the Titans in full control. Michaela Lamb to serve for EFSC.
Sanchez so strong, loading up and launching off for that attack.
Dug out of the back by Webb, swung on, it's blocked! Brick by brick! Emma Cook blocks it back. Unbelievable.
It has been very fun action here in the fourth set indeed. 10-4 that.
10-4 over and out, and that's a service ace! Oh my goodness! Timeout, FSW, tie. What an absolute, I don't know what to call it anymore of a set 4.
I don't know either, partner, but it is electric. Conrad, 11-4 advantage for the Titans, and they are doing it in all types of ways, getting the job done over the Bucks. Benatti has his work cut out for him. This stoppage, right now he's talking to Makinen, his setter, on just how exactly he wants his team to adapt, what they're doing wrong. 7-point lead for the Titans in this fourth one.
When I talked about it with you, Ty, you know, set one was one of those things for FSW where it's a situational thing, if you want to call it that, because you're going to, when you're, no matter what end of the spectrum or end of the conference you're in as a volleyball program, you're going to end up in situations like this where you're down by more than 5 points, sometimes 7, 10, whatever. At that point, you cannot treat it as if you're going to get all your points back on one swing. You have to chip away, score 2 for their 1, score 3 for their 1, whatever you got to do. But for the Titans, your main focus is, I don't care what they're doing, play our game, and so far it's been working.
It 100% has, Conrad. FSW, if they're able to play their game, they can win back control, but down 6, 7 points, they have their work cut out for them.
FSW out of the timeout, and that is how you answer out of a timeout. That is why Coach Benatti called it, and that will stop the run by the Titans. It's 11-5, still a lot of work to do for the Buccaneers.
Well, I know I said work cut out for him, but wasting no time. Gamboa said, give me that, and then fires it.
Back to serve is Irina Makinen for the Buccaneers. Good serve going right at Figueroa. Good setup for Sanchez. Dug out. Makinen setting up another swing, and that one is down. That time for Gamboa, and now it's a 2-0 run for FSW, Ty.
Once again, the Bucks getting fired up, coming together because of a beautiful pass from Makinen all the way across to Gamboa.
Got a couple subs coming in for the Titans. This will be number 10 of Madeline Doherty and number 18 of Ada Barakatar. 11-6 Titans.
And right here out of this break, Conrad, we've been able to see exactly why, not just in the conference, but in the country, why Gamboa is one of the best weapons offensively.
Almost a miscommunication there by the Titans, able to get it across in time. Big swing there, gets through the block. They're going to call a net, I think a net violation on the Titans. So a 3-0 run now for FSW. It's 11-7. It was 11-4 before that timeout was called.
Quickly climbing back are the Bucks. Whatever Coach Benatti said got them to focus, especially talking to the quiet leader of the team, Makinen, who's controlled the serve.
Wow. Getting out of the way just in time was number 16 of Michaela Lamb. I mean, from my angle, it looked like it just grazed the back of her ponytail, but got out of the way just far enough for that to be a service error.
Once again, the split-second decision-making has, more often than not, been pretty good for the Titans.
Wow, Makinen keeping that in, giving a chance to FSW. Oh my goodness, it gets through! Pinball action saves it for the Titans, but that will land down for FSW, and that's a kill for number 11, Giovanna Hocha, and it's 12-8.
Hocha paying off the hustle of Makinen, running all the way over to the bleachers, keeping it in play, and then the ball just barely grazing back and forth over the net by some chaotic touches at the front line.
No lifts, no double contact violations in that thing, just pure chaos. We love to see it. It's blocked brick by brick on the other side for number 17 of Maggie Milicevic, and that'll force a timeout by the Titans. As I told you, Ty, FSW, you cannot treat it as you're going to get all back in one. You have to chip away, and they're doing what I told you, 2 for every 1, 3 for 1. You know, that's what number 1 teams do, is they try to figure out a way. And like I said, set one, situational for something like this. And, you know, despite everything, Ty, we've seen some very, very good volleyball from both rosters today.
We have, and the Titans are attempting to defend the best they can, but the Bucks have clearly, coming out of the last break, got back out on the front foot and are pressing the attack in the manner in which they want to do. And as long as they're controlling the action, it's going to be incredibly difficult for the defenders on Eastern Florida to be ready to receive that and then to have the quick communication and the setup to get their passes and get themselves back in a position to where they can get some quality hits and score some points to slow down this Buccaneers run.
Titans came into this match 5-2 on the season. They definitely have shown it is hard for away teams to figure it out here. They have forced FSW to earn every point they can get, as that will land out for a service error and make this back to a 4-point lead, 13-9 for the Titans.
Well, forcing them to earn everything except for when they get those given to them on these service errors. Gamboa unable to connect on that last one.
That gets through up in the air. I don't know how that didn't hit any of the beams. Swung on there, and they're going to say, no, it landed anyway. It would have been a touch probably anyway. Kill by FSW. It's back to 3. So it was at 7 at one point. Now it's 3 for the Buccaneers.
Milicevic, the sophomore outside hitter for FSW, with a really nice play there.
So Sarah Webb goes right at Figueroa. Swung on there. Oh my goodness. I mean, did they go to Home Depot this morning and buy spackled? I mean, the blocks keeps getting stronger for FSW.
Well, they were definitely ready to do their job and hold strong.
13-11, FSW coming back, and that is an ace there by Sarah Webb. And Ty, I keep telling you, the Titans did an excellent job in set 1, just absolutely going after Sarah Webb. She has shaken it off, and you never would have guessed set 1 even happened with her. With the exception of that service error.
With the exception of the service area, the good old announcer's jinx in full effect, Conrad. You're doing great with those today, my friend. But that point aside, yes, I 100% agree with you. She had been looking incredibly sharp except for that last serve. Now Sanchez.
Sanchez going right at Gamboa. Why not? And that one is blocked. Gaia versus Bricks. As Gaia with the big block. And on the score, on the Jumbotron, it says boom with fire. That's the right answer.
That indeed was a fire play. Her and Haida coming together on the side near our table to get that block.
And that's an ace! That's an ace for Sanchez, and it's back to a 4-point lead.
Service
unbelievable.
Ace from the star player, getting the Titans up to a 16-12 lead, Conrad.
Yes, sir. 4 points, stretching it back out. How will FSW respond? Going right at Webb. Makinen flying in to get it. Sanchez digs it out. They're serving it up for Gaia. She gets it through. Diving save there. And it's swung on, gets through the block. Cox plays it. Oh, they do some trickery! Oh my goodness! I haven't seen that too often, and it worked.
It has not happened in quite some time in this match. Iglesias, excellent read, noticing the ability to change the pace, and that point just neatly tucking it right into the middle of the defense. Beautiful play right there.
You see great setters do that about once or twice per match. That's the first successful one we've seen today from the setter position on either side.
She picked the right time to do it. Makinen's pass played out too far.
Another game of runs. It was a 7-point lead. It was cut back down to a 2-point lead. Now it's a 6-point lead for the Titans. Titans trying to force set 5.
Sanchez, the serve.
And that's long. Service error. Cuts it back to 5.
Conrad, up until this point, I'd say just as often as either team has been able to seize control back for their team, it has been given up on these service errors for both sides.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Sanchez with the dig. Titans trying to get a good setup here. That gets through the block. No lift call. FSW with the 3-meter attack. Oh my goodness. Coach Melito wants an illegal back row attack, but they do say it's legal from that 3-meter line. It's back to 4. 18-14 Titans. Hot shot to serve for the Buccaneers. Right at Sanchez. Good setup there, and Gaia sneaks it through. It's back to 5.
Great hit on the short set from Iglesias. Gaia getting the Titans back in control and getting the serve for herself with a 19-14 lead. Eastern Florida over FSW, the #1 team and reigning champs in the country, trailing number 16 Eastern Florida.
FSW trying to respond. It gets popped high into the air. Good push there by the Titans. Sneaks it through. Do they count it? They do. It stays in the line. A 6-point lead again. It's 20-14 Titans.
That attack was touched by Jordan Cox. Great hit 6-point advantage for the home side. Conrad, the excitement, the students, the fans, they are into it here.
And you best believe when the momentum switches, the momentum switches throughout this match have just been, I mean, you just feel it. You feel it. You feel the energy. Energy is in full effect here for this Titan crowd. Gaia, right at Gamboa. FSW out of system, and they'll throw that straight down right at Sanchez. And it's 20-15. Again, this feels like set one all over again. It really does. I mean, even down to the trading of points. Well, I mean, it was a little different this time because the Titans stretched it. But I mean, it just feels almost the same time.
No, you can't count out either side, Conrad.
No.
Both teams have battled back every time they've gone down.
And
Cook.
point Titans.
Emma Cook with a great hit and score right there.
You know, that back in the day
Playing
when
off.
Russell Wilson was on the Broncos, it was let Russ cook. Well, how about this? Let Emma cook. That was beautiful.
The cook is in the kitchen, and she's whipping up some offense for the Titans.
I like that. FSW trying to answer. That one gets through the block. Dug out there by Richardson. Dug out again. This time popped in the air by Iglesias. They're setting up a 3-meter for Sanchez. It's still bouncing, still alive. FSW gets it back. Richardson back in the air, swung back in the corner, and it lands. 22-15. Titans over the Buccaneers.
Oh my goodness. Conrad, the exchange, all the diving attempts, continuously digging it out from either side, just to have it set over softly into the back corner by Iglesias. Amazing sequence. Titans extending to a 7-point lead.
We get a break to clean the floor back where it was taken, as everybody is just hot, sweaty. It's humid outside in the land of Florida.
Every player hitting the deck, partner.
Absolutely. Shamaya Richardson, good serve once again. Swung on, and that will land to end that run to make it 22-16. They go right at Angeles Figueroa, but she's been the heart and soul of this defense for most of this match time.
She has, and when she's able to have herself in position and be ready to defend that, she's done a good job. But Gamboa, when she gets a clean pass from Makinen, she's usually connecting.
Service error on FSW. Titans 2 points away from sending this to 5.
Phenomenal action right now. Titans looking to close this one out within control of the serve, being number 16, freshman Michaela Lamb.
3 straight matches these teams have played. Titans had not scored a match. Trying to score 2 here to force a 5th set, and they'll have to wait a little bit longer. 23-17. Good answer there by the Buccaneers.
Once again, Gamboa with a clean look and hit. Playing that one across, getting the Bucks back in control.
Back to serve. Who else? Irina Makinen for the Buccaneers. Makinen. And it's long! It's long! 24-17. For the second time today, it's set point for Eastern Florida State College.
And the Titans with a couple of changes here. Iglesias and Richardson checking out. And that is Bayraktar and Doherty who are coming in.
Back to serve. Figueroa just clears the tape. Dug out by Webb. Swung on by Gamboa, and it landed inside before it went out. 24-18, so this will be set point number 2.
Just barely clipping that back line there, Conrad. Excellent hit by Gamboa.
And we see Coach Benatti switches out his libero as Andrakut is in. Diving to keep that up. Sanchez right at Gamboa. Makinen sending it over to the side. Swung on, just tips on the block. It's up in the air. Sanchez is going to be close. Sneaks it through. Makinen diving. Saves it on top of the logo. Swung on. Still alive. This is going to be interesting if it plays and that hits the net. No one was in position. So 24-19 is your score. This will be set point number 3.
Wow, a lot of fun right now, Conrad. Lamb kept that one alive, but unfortunately received too long pass up into the net. Titans couldn't get anybody on it.
Hardest point to get is the last one. How long will it take the Titans to get it? And that one just kept off the hardwood. Sneaks across. Set point number 4. It's 24-20.
Back charging hard are these Bucks, Conrad.
Coach Melito making a switch. He'll put in Sofia Iglesias in place of Madeline Doherty. 24-20. Titans just need one to send it to 5. Up in the air, swung on, and not saved. We are going to set 5.
Beautiful back set from Iglesias to Gaia to score the winning point on that set. 25-20. Titans knot this one back up 2-2 going into the 5th and final set, Conrad. What an amazing match today.
Yeah, unbelievable, amazing, whatever you want to call it. Well, folks, it's a whole new game. The first to 15 or up by 2 is coming up next. Set 5 from Titan Fieldhouse is coming up in just a couple minutes. And we welcome you back here into Titan Fieldhouse in the land of Melbourne, Florida, here at Eastern Florida State College. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch. Join me alongside is Ty Heckathorn. Ty, you know, anytime you see a game, whether it's basketball, college football, or even volleyball, and there's a 16 or a 1 seed, 9 times out of 10, the 16 is unable to do the storybook ending. Today, it does not matter. We are in set 5. First to 15 are up by 2. It's going to be an absolute barn burner of a set 5. And, I mean, these highlights just speak for themselves. It was absolute back and forth. And when it mattered most, the Titans took control early and often most of the match.
That was the first time today, Conrad, that we had seen the Titans, or actually either side, get out on the front foot and create a big lead of 7 points like that when it was 11-4. And I think that was pivotal, because if the Titans weren't able to build up that big advantage, that late charge wouldn't have just been the Buccaneers crawling back into it, but rather them taking the lead. You see here all of these highlights, Gamboa with a lot of great hits in that 4th set, but both sides generating some quality offense. It's just the Titans built up a big lead first. It'll be interesting to see in this 5th and final set to 15 points, win by 2, of course, as you mentioned, which side can establish themselves early, get some offense with some clean passing. Both coaches mentioned it pregame to us, and it's something that both feel like they're working on as kind of a weaker part of the team's game. Be interesting to see how effective that passing can be in the 5th and final set.
The 3-headed monster starting to emerge for Eastern Florida State. Sanchez with 13 kills, hitting .250, followed by Diara Gaia with 8 and Jordan Cox with 8 on the other side. Got to figure out how to equalize these girls. Alexandra Lucic with 12, Sarah Gamboa with 14, and Maggie Milicevic with 12. First to 15 are up by 2. First, it's the race to 8. We'll see who gets both of those here in set 5. FSW trying to get started. Titans preventing that with some good digging.
Sanchez with that first dig, beautiful.
And that is out! No touch! I don't know how that didn't hit Sanchez. 1-0 Titans.
A magic act, looking like she's straight out of the scene in The Matrix, dodging that hit.
Yes, matrix is correct, and that is nearly an ace. Can Mackinnon keep it in? No, she can't. 2-0 Titans.
Mackinnon probably trying to play that one back to a teammate, but that was the third hit. So an illegal fourth touch. 2-0 Titans.
Sofia Iglesias at the service line. Shorter serve, they're going right at Webb. And that's out, no touch, 3-0 Eastern Florida State College.
Played long by Milicevic off the great pass from Mackinnon, unable to connect.
You feel the swords coming out of the sheath for the Titans here in set 5 early. This is up in the air. Hit down, dug out there by the Buccaneers, swung on. Sanchez able to keep it up. It's saved in the air, can it stay in? It does! Oh my goodness!
What a play!
Swung on, blocked, it's down! Oh my goodness! It's 4-0, timeout Buccaneers.
Soak in this energy, folks. Listen to the atmosphere here at Titan Fieldhouse in Melbourne, Florida. I always have a good time coming down here, Conrad, but today has been an unmatched experience. Getting to see this back and forth, the momentum swings, it has been dramatic, and it has been just so much fun seeing how each side's responded. This time it's the Buccaneers' turn to get things back in their favor, settle it down. Wow.
And you know, both coaches talked about their main thing. They talked about their biggest weaknesses as we see the Viking skull chant going on in the crowd from the Titan faithful. But you talk about both of these teams, they said, hey, we really need to work on our passing. That was huge. But the other thing they said, we really feel like we need to dominate from the serve receive. And as we've seen through all of these sets, including the early stages of set 5, when a team gets going from that service line and they feel it, it is really hard to stop. I talked about it, Titans are starting to dump gas on that fire. And FSW's hitting it with water. They need the foam here. Timeout is crucial. We'll see if that stifles this offense.
Titans offense lighting it up early in the 5th set. Iglesias still with control of the serve.
Again, going right at Webb. Swung on, and they're going to call that a touch. So a touch here. Titans are saying nobody touched it. So that's a very big call.
It is. Coach Melito speaking to his team, just conceding that first point to FSW. Now Webb with the serve.
So 4-1 is your score right now, and that is blocked there by FSW. So after the 4-0 run to begin set 5, it's now a 2-0 run here for FSW. And if you're the Titans, yeah, calls like that are going to happen. Unfortunately, you have to have the mentality. The refs are not going to give it to you. You just have to fight through it. 4-2 is your score. That's going to go over towards the scores table. Good job there by Iglesias to stay off of it. But this is turning into the game of runs now. 4-3 is the score, and that'll cause a timeout here taken by Coach, oh my goodness, name's escaped me, Melito. Been saying his name all day and my brain blue screen.
Conrad, it's easy to get carried away, caught up in all these emotions, swirling around. It's been very exciting. Kind of reeling things in, taking a breath here for a moment. That's exactly what both sides are trying to do, knowing how pivotal it is to get back in control of the action in this 5th and final set. The #1 team looking to avoid just their 2nd loss of the season. They had not even dropped a set in a month coming into today's matchup. Eastern Florida able to take 2 of the first 4, pushing this right down the stretch. We'll see how things come down to the wire, but Coach Melito and Eastern Florida, all the belief in the world. Thanks to Lukic, the Buccaneers have been able to have a couple of nice points scored on those blocks in the middle. See if FSW can keep things moving in their direction with Webb in control of the serve.
Despite the crazy scoring, this is the hit percentages. Negative 333 for FSW, negative 500 for Eastern Florida. Insane. First set we've had where both teams had a negative hit percentage. Gaia, and that'll be a net violation, and that'll knock the antenna down, so we're going to have to take a pause to put the antenna back up on the net. So 4-4 is your score, and this is going to come down to momentum, and a whole lot of else here in set 5. Titans had that strong momentum, had that kind of interesting call over by the net, saying there was a touch when they said it wasn't, and that's one of those things you got to dig your heels in and try to find a way here.
Try they will, Conrad. Here's the serve. Figueroa gets underneath it.
That she does. Swung on, and it's in! Point Titans! So 4-0 scoring runs for both teams, and finally ending the scoring run there was Jordan Cox. It's 5-4.
Amazing hit down the line from Cox, stopping that 4-0 run from the Buccaneers.
Back to serve, Michaela Lamb for Eastern Florida State. Magic number is 15 to take home the victory, or up by 2. Long way to go! The bricks have been laid again! Oh my! Gaia with the block.
Excellent job stifling any attempt over there. Wow.
6-4, 2-0 scoring run here by the Titans. Side serve, dug out there by Webb. Swung on, are they gonna say a touch? No, they're not. 7-4 is your score.
Milicevic just hit that one too high. Titans now back 3 straight points, Conrad.
7-4. Longer serve, again going right at the libero of Webb. That's dug out by Gaia. Back over towards the side. That one cannot quite dance its way back in there by Haida. So it's 7-5. So that'll end the 3-0 scoring run. It's been 4-4 on scoring runs. Then it was a 3. We'll see if FSW has another scoring run in them.
Yes, Conrad. Haida knows that she just did not connect the way she wanted to off the setup from Iglesias.
Dug out by Gaia. Good push over to Sanchez. And no touch. Out of bounds. 2-0 scoring run by FSW at 7-6.
Another quality chance there. Sanchez unable to come down on that one just enough, Conrad. Now we have Hocha looking to keep the run going for FSW.
Keep the run going indeed. Good diving dig there by the Titans. Set up for Sanchez off the block. Able to be pushed in the air. Makes its way back across into the Titans area. Swung on, no, this time it's tapped across. Oh, what a change there by Sanchez. That's what you want to do. If you've been hard swinging it all day, take some steam off of it and it'll usually freeze the front line. And the Titans have won the race to 8. They'll go ahead and switch sides.
8-6, Conrad. How exciting has this 5th set been already? Like you just said, great play there, forcing the entire side for the Buccaneers to go diving after that one, unable to get it. 2-point lead for Eastern Florida. Wow.
I mean, parts of this game have felt like a broken voltage regulator in a alternator. I mean, the energy, the voltage in this gym has just been high, and low, but it is absolutely high right now. 8-6 is your score. Gaia to serve for the Titans. FSW trying to answer, splits the block, diving dig, still alive, but it goes away out of bounds, and it's 8-7. As FSW not going away quietly, neither are the Titans. As Andrew Krut checks back in, seen a lot of action here in these later sets of this match. Back to serve, number 17 of Maggie Milicevic. Good dig there by the Titans. Have to backwards hit there, that time by Iglesias. Pushed back, they're gonna say point Titans. Double contact violation for FSW. It's a 2-point lead.
That is a big call right there, Conrad.
Big call indeed. Shemaya Richardson back to serve for the Titans. 9-7. Magic number 15. Back over towards Gamboa, and it's blocked back, but it's dug. Sanchez, it's dug, still going. Gamboa again, this time a tapper, diving dig, stays out from under the net. Sanchez again blocked, it's up in the air, chasing it down. The Titans keep it alive.
What a rally here.
Gamboa, and that will be nailed into the floor for a point.
Wow. You were talking about the energy exchange of an alternator or whatnot. How about this one for you, a Terminator, because Gamboa has been a killing machine today.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about her in the opening before we got started into the match. That was someone to look forward to here on the side for FSW. She's proving it here, why you cannot let her get hot. Off the net, swung on and too far. You saw that hunger in the eyes of Emma Cook, and she sent it a little too far. 9-9.
Cook, I think there, Conrad, just a little early on the jump, didn't have that one timed up properly to hit it the way that she wanted to. All knotted up, 9 apiece.
It's anybody's match, as we've been saying it all day. Sanchez off the block, and it's still alive. Can they keep it off the antenna? They can. It's still going. Swung and blocked it down. So when you swing it too far, you figure it out on the block, and that's what Cook did. It's 10-9.
Crazy play right there, able to keep it inside the antenna, and then Iglesias and Cook coming together for the block to score the point. I've been saying wow a lot, but I'm truly just in awe of the back and forth action and play after play, the way these points are being scored, Conrad.
That's something you do not want if you're EFSC, but still tied up. It's 10 apiece. Both these teams just need 5 points to take it home, but we could end up to see where it gets to up by 2. So, for example, 16-14, 17-15. I mean, we've seen every set with the exception of set 4, just absolute barn burners of point scoring. Back over towards the side. It's banged up into the air, saved over here by FSW. Swung on by Gamboa. They say it's a no. The line judge says touch. The R1 says no, and it's 11-10.
Huge decision right here, Conrad.
Unbelievable.
Going over there and pleading the case is Milicevic for FSW.
Wow. So they uphold the call as some subs come in for the Titans. Huge point as these points, again, it's not first to 25, it's first to 15. Every point valuable now.
As we've seen them come in previous sets, Bayraktar and Doherty, numbers 18 and 10 for Eastern Florida, into the match. Mackinnon wants a wipe over in her corner for FSW. Partner, it is going to be nearly impossible to top this level of excitement that we have had in store for everyone today. We thank you for watching and being a part of this with us. Amazing number 16 versus number 1 matchup between the Titans and the Buccaneers coming down to the wire.
That is absolutely, I mean, you couldn't describe it any better. It's just good old-fashioned volleyball, and nobody is safe of a lead, and there's another service error, 11-11. Anybody's match, anybody's set. I mean, it's just, you just can't, I mean, it was, the way it started, it looked like the Titans had it. Then the way the Buccaneers answered, it looked like they had it. It's just been just an absolute joust of a match. It's put up in the air, swung on. That is dug out. That was the initial hit by Cox. Swung on, and that'll be hit there by number 17 of Maggie Milicevic. And this is the first lead that the Bucks have had here in set 5. 12-11.
The points, Conrad, getting bigger and bigger as we inch closer to the conclusion of this match. And with Gamboa in control of the serve, I imagine Coach Bernardi and FSW not having anyone better back there to kick things off for them.
It's going to be interesting to play. Cox able to keep it in play. Up in the air. That's hit off the block. Saved in the back line. They send it back over to Cox again. Blocked again. Titans still fighting. Swing it, and it's off the net and down. Might have had a touch block there. It's 13-11, and we'll have a timeout called. I believe this is the second and final for the Titans. And, I mean, we've said wow like 87,000 times this match, but I mean, this, for a set 5 to be how it's been, you know, no, I mean, just when you think one side has it, the other says, hey, not so fast, watch this. So it's just been one of those matches here tonight.
It has, Conrad, and each time we've had a pause in action, each team has called a timeout. Either side, whoever's timeout it was, came back out and responded, and were able to put a halt to the run. There has been no bigger time than now for a run to need to stop than right here for the Titans. So Coach Melito and his side coming back out onto the floor, down 2 points in this 5th and final set. ready to try and take down the #1 team in the country and 3 consecutive time reigning national champion Florida Southwest. Huge, huge moment that we are about to witness right here, folks. Brace yourselves.
We've seen 2 Phoenixes rise from the ashes. We saw the Titans rise from the ashes in set 4. We've seen FSW rise from the ashes when they were down 4-0 to start this set 5. Still anybody's match. Bucks need 2 points to take it. The Titans need 4 points to take it. We might even enter into Volleyball's version of overtime. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. Gamboa with the serve. Up in the air. Swung on by Gaia, and it's 13-12.
Incredible play there for Iglesias. Tricky to control that one right up in front of the net. Sets up her teammate for that kill. You've heard it so many times probably, partner, but it's not about how many times you get knocked down, how many times you get up. Titans
Absolutely.
getting back up and scoring. Huge point right there.
As the great Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you do not take. And for right now, both of these teams, you miss 100% of the shots you don't try. That's blocked and out of bounds. And for the first time today, a team has entered match point. However, that last point, as we saw in set 4 with the Titans ultimately taking set 4, is the hardest to come by. Webb with the serve. Out of bounds. We'll head to match point number 2. 14-13 Buccaneers.
No bigger service error than that one right now. Putting it back in control of Michaela Lamb and the Titans.
Lamb came into this match with 12 aces on the year. Can she do another one? That one sneaks through. It's up in the air, swung on, block, back, it's down! We are tied! We are going to Volleyball's version of overtime. You have to go up by 2 now. The first to 15 is over.
14-14. Astonishing comeback for the Titans.
That one gets through. Up in the air, swung on, and that one is punished. Absolutely punished there by number 14 of Lucic.
Devastating blow from Lukic right there to the Titans. That was one of the most powerful hits we've seen all day. Almost no chance to return that one.
14th kill of the match for Lucic. Will be served in. Dug up in the air, swung on by Gaia, it sneaks through. 15 all. First one to 17 now.
And once again, both teams having the answer for whatever the last one throws at them.
And this is an interesting
amazing
switch here. They're going to put in Lucy Williams back to serve for the Titans.
So, defensive specialist, Conrad.
This will be her first action of the match here in set 5. Swung on, blocked back. FSW trying to load up here. Swung on again and blocked again. It's down. The Titans have entered match point.
They retake the lead on an incredible series of blocks. Time and time again, Florida Southwest not able to get through it.
Benatti says, I've seen enough. I'm going to call timeout. I mean, you know, I told you the last point is the hardest to get. And just, I mean, it was 14-12 tie. It was one of those things where you had to go on a serious run to have a chance. And that's exactly what we saw the Titans do. They went on that run to tie it. It's been a jousting match again. And it's the job's simple for the Titans. Score 1, you win.
Sounds easy enough.
Easy to say, hard to do.
It definitely is. Big difference right there in them scoring those last few points is the defense right at the net, not allowing Lukic or Gamboa to rack up a few points in a row, or Milicevic for that matter. All of the hitters for the Buccaneers unable to score on the Titans as they have retaken the lead.
How about this? Lucy Williams had not played on the floor all day. Her second serve of the night. 11 aces on the season. Can she finish it here? 16-15 Titans. Williams with the serve. Dug out by Gamboa. Pushed in. 3-meter attack by Gamboa, diving dig, push it up into the air. Sanchez, and it's blocked back. We're tied at 16.
Sanchez may have had that one connect with the net anyways, their partner, but back and forth we go. I can only imagine how they're feeling. We're both almost out of breath, ready to wipe the sweat off our brows from the energy that we're exerting, just caught up in the moment.
Milicevic right at Williams, and it's down. Re-entering match point is FSW at 17-16.
Huge time for them to score a service ace right there. Williams unable to receive it.
So they'll pull Williams off the floor. We'll see how that affects the end of the match here.
Milicevic with the serve for the Buccaneers and the point.
Up in the air, dug out of that back line. Up in the air, Cook, tied again! Tied again, 17-all.
Conrad, this match may never end.
No.
It doesn't feel like it can right now. It doesn't feel right if it did.
No, it does not. So back to serve, Shemaya Richardson for the Titans. 17-all. Going right at Webb. Gamboa. And it's down, point Bucks, 18-17. Coming back in for the Bucks, number 13, Valentina Zavaios.
Beautiful execution there from the Buccaneers, from the receive to the pass, and Gamboa with the precision hit.
Service error! Wow!
Neither team wants to put that final nail in the coffin.
Unbelievable. Back to serve. Sanchez.
The star we told you to watch out for at the beginning today.
I serve. Dug out there by Milicevic. Gamboa diving by Richardson. Still alive, and that'll hit the R1's base. And that'll be point Bucks, 19-18. Re-entering match point.
Just no air from that dig. Ball not being able to be elevated, and then the pass unable to get to anybody to play it back over for the Titans.
Irina Makinen, excuse me. Can she finish it here for FSW? Corner serve, dug out there by Figueroa. Back up, swung on, and it's still alive. Kill is made by number 4, Jordan Cox, 19-all.
Wow. I was nervous for both sides as that ball was flying up in the air, Conrad. Well struck by Cox. Unable to be controlled by the Buccaneers, and 19-19 in this 5th set that does not want to come to a close.
Some subs coming back in for the Titans here. Gaia in the front line. Also saw what looked like Doherty and Baraktar. Back to serve. Angelis Figueroa, 19-all. Dug out. They feed it to Gamboa, and it's a point for FSW.
When in doubt, go to Gamboa. That is what FSW is doing right now. When they need a point, they are setting her up for the opportunity. She is connecting on her attacks.
9th kill of the night for Sarah Gamboa. And look at this, back to serve. 20-19, match point again for FSW. Gets across the tape. Titans, swung on by Cox, it's out of bounds. Knotted up again, 20-20. Yes, guys, it's set 5, 20-20.
Well, 20-20 because we can clearly see that neither team should come away with a win today. Both have looked like top teams in the country. Would love to see this again. What a treat today.
It doesn't matter how long it goes as long as a team wins by 2. Low serve right at Gamboa. Over towards the right side, it's in, point FSW.
Milicevic there.
You saw Lucic do the Catholic cross across her chest. The emotions running high.
Unreal.
21-20.
Webb serve.
Over towards the side, Cox swung on, dug out of the back by Webb. over towards the side. It's in, and that'll do it. Unbelievable, as the last kill is by Maggie Milicevic. Wow.
Down on the court, getting hugged by her teammates and helped up. They'll come to the net for the handshakes, but utmost respect between these two sides, certainly, because that is the hardest match that I bet either of them have played this entire season, Conrad.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, as you get late into the season, where you have districts, regionals, championships, this is the time to start playing your best and throwing everything in the kitchen sink, to quote the famous cliche, at everybody. And I'm telling you, you know, this Titans squad, we've been hearing it in the backstories. This is the best squad they've had in a while to go against this FSW team, and it was an all-out war. And at the end of it, Ty, the one thing we can never say is that it was not, I mean, I don't even know what to say, but at the end of it, this was not easy for either side. Each point had to be earned, and ultimately, FSW comes home with the victory, but this is by far great for both of these squads.
But very well said, Conrad. Marvelous day. Needing to take a break on the court again is Lukic there for FSW. Very hard-earned victory. None tougher up until this point. Eastern Florida put up a heck of a fight to challenge them in this fifth set that ultimately resulted in a 22-20 win and 3-2 set victory for the Buccaneers over the Titans. But a marvelous day here in Melbourne for volleyball fans to be able to take this one in. All of the excitement and the energy, the back and forth that we had. What a blast it has been to call. I am so thankful to have been here to call this with you. Thanks to Mike Parsons. Thanks to our friends back at Full Sail University that helped us with this opportunity, notably Christine Wynn and Gus Ramsey, the program director there. And then everybody here at Eastern Florida. It has been an absolute treat, and I imagine both teams are going to take a lot away from today and learn moving forward into their season. Both very good teams that have aspirations of going very deep in the postseason.
Absolutely. Final stat line before we say goodbye. Sarah Gamboa finished with 18 kills, hitting .263. Maggie Milicevic, 17, and Lucic with 13 on the other side. Doherty with 14. Gaia with 10, and Cox with 11. Thank you for joining us here in the land of Titan Fieldhouse. For Ty Heckathorn, I'm Conrad Volch. Thank you to him and our entire crew. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
We now join our programming in progress.